And in New Orleans, we heard Mayor LaToya Cantrell tell people they needed to evacuate. It's not a mandatory evacuation, but she said, heed our advice. And a lot of people have been doing that, Sheba, and that's led to backups all along the interstates, going north to Shreveport, over to the beach, to Texas especially.
That's right. We wanted to check in with our Duke Carter's mom, Joyce Carter. She's one of the many people still trying to get to Texas right now. Ms. Carter, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's so good to hear your voice. Tell us what time you left and where you are now.
Okay, I left at 2 o'clock.
Wow.
Believe it or not.
And where are you?
Right now.
Ms. Carter?
Okay.
Yeah, the phone went out for a
Did
second. Tell us again where you are.
Oh, my. Okay, I'm approaching Beaumont, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Lake. Uh-huh.
And how are you feeling about everything? People are so anxious right now. Of course, this is the day of the Katrina anniversary. I know you're from New Orleans, and there's a lot that you're going through.
Let me say this. I was in Katrina, and I would never want to experience that again. But however, just what I'm doing right now, oh my God, this is horrible.
You've been in the car for nearly 12 hours.
Sitting down, me and my dog eat chairs, me and my baby. Yes, 12 hours. Good thing my car is on full. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm sure you're exhausted. Have you had to refill for gas? I know a lot of gas stations in the area are running out of gas.
And you're so right about that. Right after I left out of Kidder, I noticed that I had like a affordable ticket. I was off, and I stopped and I filled it right back up. But I hadn't stopped since, so I'm good. It's just that we're just going so slow.
Sure.
Very slowly.
And we know how slow you're going. We're actually looking at a camera right now of people headed towards Texas. This is actually Lake Charles. You said you've made it to Beaumont, so you're a little bit past this, but I'm sure you still have hours ahead and you're tired.
Very tired. I thank God because I was a military spouse. I'm used to driving. Duke could tell you that. But I didn't think I had to do this again. I didn't think I'd be doing this again. But I'm glad I got the experience, This doesn't bother me. As long as I have gas, I'm good to go. And a reliable car.
We do hear your voice quivering a little bit. Understandably so emotional, probably so much anxiety. We can't tell if you're about to cry or if you're just one of those things that you just got to laugh to keep going.
Oh, I'm good. I'm a pretty strong person. Remember, like I was saying, I was a military wife. I'm used to driving. I used to drive from Jacksonville, Florida, to New Orleans every Friday. Oh, yeah. So this is nothing. It's just that it's gridlock here. This is the part that's bothering me. It's aggravating,
Yeah. And where are you trying to get to? What is the final destination?
I'm going to Houston. My sister's waiting for me. My aunt is waiting for me. Because they was determined to get me out of New Orleans along with Duke. But I'm good. I'm good. It's just that it's gridlock, and it's tiresome.
Yeah,
Very tiresome.
I'm sure it's exhausting, but Duke cares about you very much. I'm sure that's why he wants you safe. And we've heard of people going to Houston, which of course would usually be a 5-6 hour drive. It's been taking people 10, 12 hours. So I know you still have a long journey ahead. What's on your mind? I know there's so much anxiety about so many different things. You mentioned living through Katrina, going through Katrina. I know you have a new grandbaby. I'm sure there's so much to be concerned about.
Yes, I am concerned. When I return, I'm going to hope for the best. But of course, we have insurance and stuff, but I don't want to start all over again. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit much. I just don't want to start all over,
Yeah, definitely. So, how concerned are you about your particular
Yeah.
neighborhood, and what kind of prep did you do to get out of there? Were you able to pull things out of the yard or board up the house or anything like that?
Duke took all the patio furniture up. He put it in the shade, so I was good with that. I got everything out of my house that's really important, deeds and insurance paper. So I grabbed the important paperwork and I put it in my car. Mm-hmm. So there, so I'll have it. Say, for instance, if something goes wrong, I would have that. I have it in my possession. You see what I'm saying? But I'm good. What it is what it is. After Katrina, we lost everything. So little hope, again, that we could pull it through, because remember, my husband isn't here anymore. I lost my husband. He's deceased.
I know. I'm so sorry
And,
for your loss.
Yeah, so, myself, but now it's just me and Chaz, and my other son is a police officer. So he's home in New Orleans.
Sure.
So,
And
so
Chaz
I'm
is the
okay, though.
dog.
I'm a big girl. Hi, Chaz is my little doggy. Yes.
I see you guys in the park all the time. I just wanted the viewers to be very clear. That is your other child.
Miss Joyce, you said you waited till 2 o'clock to leave. What was that final, maybe something you saw on TV or something got upgraded that you were like, okay, now's the time to go?
When was it time to go? Well, I'm talking about it since 7 o'clock this morning. And he said, Mom, you need to go because Dad is not here. You need to go. That was it. He said, because you can't stay in the house with no lights. Dad is not here to rescue you. So it was time. So I said, I tell you what, let me just get out of here because I'm tired of hearing this mouth. I need to go bye-bye.
Yeah.
So I did.
I think that's the best advice to listen is better to be safe than sorry. And listen,
Absolutely.
That's a conversation everybody in the city in our area had to go through. Do you leave? Do you stay? Right? It's a conversation we have every time there's a storm. You were here for Katrina, so you went through it then. What are you feeling in comparison to that? Because I hear a lot of people saying they just don't have a good feeling about this one, and this is the first time they felt this way since Katrina.
And you know what? You're so right, because you know what? This is a Cat 4 that's coming through here. If I'm saying that correctly, right?
Yeah, so it's a category
projected to
3
be.
right now, but yes, it is expected to be a 4. You're right.
Okay. If 3, beat up our levee system or whatever happened, and I was there, and I watched the surge. I watched the water run right through my subdivision. So just think when this 4 comes through, you better hope that we can hold that water down, because that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, I mean, that's a genuine fear. You live in the eastern part of the city. Did that impact some of your decision to leave? If you lived in a higher elevated portion of the city, would you have considered staying?
Well, I live in like a 2-3-story house. It doesn't matter. I watch a current run through a subdivision, and it's nothing pretty. I'm telling you. Just remember, we cannot take any more hurricanes. I'm gonna tell you, here in New Orleans after Katrina. Now, I don't know how we're going to do with this Cat 4. And what I would say to anybody, if you have not left, shame on you. Because you know what? Our city is not as strong as it used to be. Camille, we did okay with Camille. But we're not as strong as we used to be. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I'd rather, be safe than sorry, I'm not that young anymore,
You are forever young, Miss
absolutely,
Carter.
yes.
Yeah, don't say that. Listen, what are you doing to stay strong? I think so many people are just feeling weak and overwhelmed. You talk about losing your husband. You talk about worrying about your son, who's an NOPD officer, your other son, an amazing reporter. What are you doing mentally to just stay strong as you drive down the interstate? That's nerve-wracking in and of itself.
You know what? One thing about it, I know God. And for a reason. You know what I'm saying? If I had faith, I wouldn't have anything, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And one thing about it, I know they're loved.
Certainly.
That's one thing about it. I know they're loved. So I know one thing, y'all gonna take care of my son. So I'm not, as long as you're out there helping somebody, do something, Don't just sit there and talk about it. Do something. Be a servant. So I'm okay with that,
Yes. Well, we certainly
We'd
hope
love
you're
to
fine.
hear that.
We've been talking to you for a bit, so I'm just curious, how much did you move while we were talking?
Wait, say that again.
How far did you get on the interstate as we've been talking?
And watching the road. I'm on somebody's bridge right now.
Okay, you're on somebody's
I'm
bridge.
looking for a sign.
It's a long trip. We understand.
It's on lots of 18 wheels on the side of it, but I'm trying to see. There's a sign that's coming up. But I'm making progress.
Oh, good.
All right. Well, of
yeah,
course.
I'm making.
That's great. We're going to talk to Duke and make sure that you land safely. We know you and Chaz will get there safely. Your co-pilot, the dog. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Ms. Carter. You're always such a joy and a pleasure to speak with. And of course, we were worried about your safety. So thanks for checking in with us.
Thank y'all much, guys. Thank you.
All right, we hope you get there soon.
All right. Bye-bye.